Clash of Titans, tilde 550 words. Metropolis was alive as always, its skyline glowing with neon lights, the hum of cars echoing through the streets. It was a city that never slept, a place where life pulsed with constant energy. But tonight, the rhythm was broken. The ground trembled as if something colossal was approaching. Windows rattled, and a distant roar rolled across the city like thunder. From the shadows of a collapsing bridge emerged a towering green figure, the Incredible Hulk. His massive frame radiated raw power, his eyes burning with rage. Each step sent cracks through the pavement, and every furious movement overturned cars and shook the streets. Panic erupted instantly. Families screamed, children cried, and civilians ran in every direction as chaos spread through downtown Metropolis. Then, from above, a streak of red and blue cut through the night sky. The roar of fear turned into a gasp of awe as a familiar symbol appeared. The red cape billowed like a flag of hope. It was Superman. Hovering above the devastation, he looked down with calm but piercing eyes. Slowly, he descended, landing firmly on the shattered street before the raging Hulk. His voice carried across the terrified crowd. "This city is not your battlefield." The Hulk snarled, his chest heaving with uncontrollable anger. In his mind, he saw only an enemy standing in his way. With a primal roar, he thundered back, "Hulk! Smash!" The ground quaked as Hulk charged forward, his fist swinging like a wrecking ball. Superman moved in a blur, dodging the crushing blow as the shockwave shattered glass for blocks around. He countered with a lightning-fast punch that sent Hulk staggering back, the asphalt beneath them splitting open. Spectators watched in disbelief, phones recording, news drones buzzing overhead. Around the world, live broadcasts declared, "Unbelievable scenes in Metropolis. Superman and the Hulk are locked in battle." The fight escalated with unstoppable force. Hulk ripped a steel beam from a nearby construction site and hurled it like a spear. Superman's eyes glowed red as he unleashed his heat vision, slicing the beam into molten fragments before it could strike. In a blink, he soared into the air, then came crashing down with a thunderous punch that sent Hulk skidding across the street. But Hulk only grew angrier. His roar shook the skyline, his muscles swelling as his fury multiplied his strength. He lunged, grabbing Superman by the chest and slamming him through a row of parked cars. The impact thundered through the city, sirens wailing in the distance. Superman stood, brushing dust and rubble from his suit, his eyes narrowing. He spoke firmly, his voice unshaken. "If you think I'll back down, then you don't know who I am." Once more, the two titans charged. The force of their collision split the night with a deafening boom. Cars flew into the air, buildings shook, and for a heartbeat, it felt as if the world itself had collided. This was no ordinary battle. This was history. The first clash of the two greatest forces their worlds had ever known. The Clash of Titans had begun. Power unleashed, tilde 600 words. The clash between Superman and Hulk raged through the heart of Metropolis, a storm of strength and fury that shook the city to its foundations. The skyline was painted in flickers of fire, the echo of explosions bouncing between skyscrapers. Sirens wailed, helicopters hovered overhead, and millions of viewers around the world watched in stunned silence as two legends collided. Superman darted through the air like a streak of lightning, his fists moving faster than the eye could follow. Hulk swung back with unrelenting rage, each blow carrying the weight of a collapsing mountain. When their fists met, the sound cracked the air like thunder. Windows shattered in every direction, glass raining down on the streets like crystal shards. "Stay down, Hulk!" Superman shouted, his voice echoing over the chaos. "You don't know what you're doing." But the green giant only roared louder, his fury rising with each strike. His skin glistened with sweat and dust, his muscles bulging with unstoppable force. The angrier he became, the stronger he grew, and Superman knew it. Hulk ripped a streetlight out of the ground and swung it like a colossal bat. Superman caught the strike with both hands, the impact sending shockwaves through the concrete beneath them. Sparks flew as the metal pole bent and snapped in half. Superman tossed the wreckage aside and launched himself forward, slamming Hulk through the side of a parking garage. The structure collapsed in a cloud of dust and debris. Out of the smoke, Hulk emerged, angrier than ever. His roar sent birds scattering from the rooftops. With one leap, he was airborne, crashing into Superman mid-flight. The two titans spiraled through the air, slamming into the side of a skyscraper. Glass and steel tore apart as the heroes ripped through the upper floors before exploding out the other side. People screamed from the streets below, pointing up as fiery debris rained down. News anchors struggled to keep up, their voices shaking. This is unlike anything we've ever seen. Superman and the Hulk, the destruction is unimaginable. Superman groaned, holding Hulk back with sheer force. He could feel the giant's strength escalating, every heartbeat pumping more rage into his fists. Superman's heat vision fled, red beams searing across the night sky and striking Hulk in the chest. Hulk growled, stumbling but refusing to yield. "Is that all you've got?" Hulk bellowed, his voice a thunderclap. Superman clenched his jaw. He soared upward, dragging Hulk with him. They broke through the clouds, lightning crackling around their bodies as they grappled in the heavens. The city below looked like a patchwork of lights trembling in fear. Then, with a sudden twist, Hulk slammed Superman back down toward Earth. The Man of Steel crashed into the streets, a crater exploding beneath him. Before Hulk could land the finishing blow, Superman rose from the pit, cape torn, eyes glowing with fiery determination. He wiped the dust from his face and stood tall, his voice calm but unyielding. "You're not my enemy, Hulk. Someone's manipulating you." The Green Titan hesitated for only a moment, confusion flickering in his furious gaze. But then the roar of an engine echoed through the streets. A massive holographic projection flickered to life above the skyline. Lex Luthor, smirking in his gleaming suit, watching the destruction like a conductor of chaos. "Perfect," Luthor sneered. "Keep tearing each other apart. Exactly as planned." Superman's eyes narrowed. The truth was becoming clear. Hulk wasn't here of his own will. He had been set up, a pawn in a far greater game. But the battle wasn't over. Hulk, still blinded by rage, lunged again. Superman braced himself, realizing that before he could save Metropolis, or even reason with Hulk, he would have to survive the storm of power unleashed. The fight was no longer just a clash of heroes. It was the prelude to something far darker. United we stand, tilde 650 words. The battle-scarred streets of Metropolis lay in ruins. Craters stretched across intersections, skyscrapers bore gaping wounds, and the night sky glowed orange with fires raging in every direction. Above the chaos, the Titans still fought, Superman and the Hulk colliding in a storm of fists and fury. But then, amidst the roars and the thunder, a hologram shimmered across the skyline. Lex Luthor's face appeared, his smug grin broadcast to the entire city. "Magnificent," he declared. "The two greatest forces on Earth, tearing each other apart. And when you're finished, Metropolis, and the world, will belong to me." Superman's eyes narrowed, his fists tightening. He had suspected it, but now the truth was undeniable. Hulk was never the enemy. He was the weapon. Manipulated, provoked, unleashed by Luthor and his mysterious allies. Superman turned, blocking another of Hulk's punches, his voice steady but firm. "Bruce, listen to me. You're being used. You're not here to destroy Metropolis. You're here because they wanted this fight." For the first time, hesitation flickered in Hulk's furious gaze. His roar was quieter, more like a growl of frustration than blind rage. Superman pressed on, his voice carrying through the smoke and fire. "You're not a monster. You're a hero. And right now, I need you." Hulk's massive chest heaved as he glanced at the hologram above. Luthor laughed, the sound sharp and venomous. "Don't listen to him, Hulk. You're nothing without your rage. Show him who the strongest really is." The Green Giant clenched his fists, torn between fury and clarity. Then, with a guttural roar, he turned, not toward Superman, but toward Luthor's hovering drone projector. With one leap, he smashed it to pieces, the hologram fizzling out in sparks. Superman allowed himself the faintest smile. "Glad to have you on the right side." And just in time, from the shadows of the ruined streets, an enormous machine rose. Gleaming with alien steel, powered by stolen Kryptonian technology, it towered above the city like a mechanical titan. Controlled by Lex Luthor and aided by Marvel's own scheming villain, it pulsed with green kryptonite energy at its core. Cannons charged, aiming at the battered city. "Target locked," the machine's synthetic voice boomed. Superman's knees buckled at the sight of the glowing core. The radiation weakened him instantly. His breath grew heavy, his strength fading. Luthor's voice echoed from hidden speakers. "Even you can't stop this, Superman. But maybe watching you die will be the highlight of my career. Before the machine could fire, Hulk roared and slammed both fists into the ground, sending shockwaves through the streets. Cars flipped, rubble danced, and the machine staggered just enough for Superman to rise into the air. Though weakened, his resolve burned brighter than ever. Together, they attacked. Superman streaked across the night sky, his speed a blur of light, distracting the machine's cannons with heat vision blasts. Hulk tore chunks of rubble from the streets and hurled them like meteors, smashing the mechanical limbs apart. Every strike they landed was a symphony of teamwork, Superman's precision paired with Hulk's raw might. The machine retaliated, blasting beams of kryptonite energy. One struck Superman, hurling him into a building. Hulk caught the falling hero with one massive arm and growled, "Hulk, help, friend." With a surge of determination, Hulk leapt high into the air, carrying Superman with him. Superman, summoning the last of his strength, focused his heat vision on the exposed kryptonite core while Hulk crashed down with both fists like a green avalanche. The explosion ripped through the night, a blinding flash that silenced the city. Flames and debris lit the skyline, but when the dust cleared, the machine was nothing more than a smoking carcass. Superman, bruised but standing, looked at Hulk. The two titans stared at one another for a long moment. Then, Superman extended his hand. "We fight better together." Hulk grunted, then placed his massive hand in Superman's. "Hulk, friend." The crowd that had hidden in terror moments before now erupted in cheers. Cameras flashed, reporters shouted, and for the first time, the world witnessed not just the greatest fight of the century, but the birth of an alliance. Superman turned to the people, his cape fluttering in the smoke-filled wind. "Today, we showed that even the strongest powers don't have to be enemies. United, we stand. Divided, we fall." And with that, the Man of Steel and the Green Goliath stood side by side, guardians of worlds colliding, an image destined to echo through history. The battle of the century was over, but the legend of Superman and Hulk had only just begun.